Woo! Welcome, everyone. This is your commish speaking. This is the last video of the season. And this is the 2021 awards ceremony. And glad you guys could be with me today. Let's get right on into it. Kind of the same format as last year. Gonna keep it a little bit simpler because the Kamehameha waves were crashing my fucking computer, and this is already the third time I've had to record this because for whatever reason the video format that I was recording in was stopping the video about 30 or 40 seconds short, which cannot happen because we got to do the most important award at the end. But let's get right into the awards. Coming in first, the best draft class, easiest one probably to vote for the whole time, the Quailmen. We knew these guys were going to have a good draft. Had 4 guys in the first 5 rounds, and all of them contributed to this squad. Best draft class, excuse me, French Quarter Quailmen, taken it. I mean, yeah, no problem there. Got most of the votes. Again, 75%. I've got the percentage of votes, obviously, as you can see there. For that, on to the best team name. I don't know how long we're going to have the best and worst team names as awards, but assuming in a couple of years when everyone's names are kind of set in stone and whatnot, maybe we'll take these awards away, but maybe we'll just keep keeping them and then see how many times someone can win the best fucking team name. I don't know. Or maybe someone will just keep trying to change their name and try to win this shit. Who knows? But this was a very close award. We had 8 different teams get at least one vote for this. But the top 3, the French Quarter Quailmen received 2 votes, and the reigning champ in this category, the Hickory Grove Heaters, received 2 votes. But with 3 votes, the team with the best team name are your Washington Wise Guys. Solid name, can't hate on it. Pretty damn good. And yeah, a lot of people seem to like the name. I like the damn name. Honestly, can't remember who I voted for in this. Maybe it was Wise Guys, don't know. But Wise Guys, best team name. On to the worst team name. And a lot of teams got votes for this, but only 2 teams really stood out. The Wisconsin Bunny Bangers received 3 votes, but receiving 4 votes was the SC Titans Elite. 33% of the votes going to Joe, and Joe has won this award in back-to-back seasons now. He went from Team Mr. Robinson 18 to SC Titans Elite. So I guess 4 people think that your team name is shit, Joe. We don't know if you're gonna still keep the same team name or you'll change it, or maybe you'll just put 2 big middle fingers up and say fuck you if you don't like it, suck it. And that's probably what Joe will do, but who knows, maybe he'll change it up, we'll see. On to the most improved. Only 4 teams got votes for this. Only 4 teams got votes. The SC Titans Elite received 2 votes for most improved. The Hickory Grove Heaters received 3 votes, as well as the LA Finesse received 3 votes. But the most improved team receiving 4 votes and winning most improved, the French Quarter Quailmen. And again, you got the best draft class, and you go from being garbage to winning your division with that draft class. Yeah, you're probably going to get most improved. Good job, Dan. Keep the shit up. On to least improved. And this was kind of controversial, I thought, on least improved. Teams that got least improved votes, only 5 teams received a vote. The Vietnam Voyagers received 1 vote, which, hey, I mean, I get in the playoffs every year and usually make it to the championship, but I didn't do it this year, so I guess that means I was at least improved, but I guess that makes sense. And the Columbia Dumpster Fire got a least improved vote, which I guess would make sense because they were the dark horse team last year. So makes a lot of sense there. They only got 1 vote. Receiving 2 votes were the Philadelphia Sweepers. They made it to the championship, got 2 votes for least improved. Very interesting there. And receiving 3 votes, the Long Island Moondogs, which I think that may be a little bit unwarranted for the Moondogs, considering they just got murked with injuries this season. I mean, it's hard to go back-to-back winning a belt. It's even harder when literally the MVP of last year goes down with a fantasy season-ending injury. But the team that was the least improved, very controversial pick, the Washington Wise Guys with 5 votes. I don't know about this one, man. I can understand it, right? Normally they're in the playoffs, and then this year they just kind of fell apart. But it's not like they really fell apart. They just got unlucky. Again, we've been over it a million times. They were beaten by less than 10 points. I think probably 7 or 8 of their losses. And again, I ran a metric to where if the Wise Guys had literally anyone else's schedule in the league, they would have at least 3 to 4 more wins, which would put them in contention for the playoffs. Maybe even 6 wins, I think, something like that, something ridiculous. And I think they would have had up to about 10 wins with another team's schedule. So I don't think that the Wise Guys are the least improved, but I'm sure Coach Pat Venus is at home looking at this, and he may break a couple clipboards over his head tonight, wash it down with a few beers, and go into practice coming this offseason and kick some guys' ass, because he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't like least improved. He thinks his team's better than that. He expects more from them. And we're going to see a different team next year out of the Wise Guys, I think. But we'll get into more of that a little bit later. On to the Invisible Man. Which team manager participated the least? And again, I had a few people ask me, what does that really mean? Well, that includes any type of free agency pickups, any type of trades, chatting in the sleeper chat, and even in the Snapchat lead, or even the Chug group, I think, because we kind of went back and forth between the two. We kind of stopped using the Chug chat after the incident, I guess we'll call it. But the league chat, some of you were more vocal on there than on the sleeper, and some vice versa. But anyways, the Invisible Man, 4 people got votes for this. The SC Titans Elite received 1 vote. Joe got 1 vote. Dan received 2 votes. Who won this award last year? Dan was the Invisible Man last season, but he will not be the Invisible Man this season. He had the best draft class, most improved. He stepped it on up. Fuck yeah, Dan. Coming in second place, the Long Island Moondogs. Mandy, second place in the Invisible Man voting. But in first place, your Invisible Man is none other than Nate Dogg, coach of your Wisconsin Bunny Bangers, received 5 votes. Again, this was kind of a close battle. I think Nate, he has a lot of other leagues that he pays attention to. But he's also very vocal in the Chug chat or league chat on Snapchat, much more than the sleeper chat. But that's the way it goes. There's 12 of us that vote. Nate, you are the Invisible Man. On to the future. The next two awards are for next season, the Prediction Awards. The 2022 Dark Horse team. Last year, I think the Dumpster Fire won this one. So, yeah, they didn't win this year. This was pretty much a landslide, even though 7 different teams got a vote for this. But the Dark Horse team next season is your French Quarter Quailmen. I mean, hey, best draft class, most improved, Dark Horse, and not Invisible Man. So Dan really stepped up his game this year. So, you love to see it. You love to see the participation, English is hard, go up. and he was rewarded for it. He won the Central, almost, took down the Heaters to go on to the semifinals. So fantastic job there, down there in the French Quarter. And we'll see what this team can do in the future. And again, which team has the best shot of taking home the title? Not the best shot of taking home the title, but the best team that's going to take the biggest leap next year and have that chance. The Quailmen are that team. The ticking time bomb, the exact opposite. Which team is going to fucking implode next year? And so many votes for the ticking time bomb. The Voyagers received 2 votes. The Smeagol's received 2 votes. The Titans Elite received 2 votes. The Titans Elite were the ticking time bomb team last year. Which, I guess was kind of true, right? They were dominating basically the entire regular season. I guess that timer was just a little bit longer than we thought. It waited until, the first round of the playoffs to fucking explode. And Joe suffered for it. A few other teams got a vote or two. I'm not going to go over them, but the winner of the ticking time bomb, very interesting, the Columbia Dumpster Fire with 3 votes. And I guess I can kind of see it. They don't really have many picks this upcoming draft. Their team is looking just kind of frail at the moment. They do have some quality assets in Josh Allen and maybe CMC if you see him as something. But this team is basically geared up for a rebuild this upcoming season, and then they're gonna hope to try and pull a Quailman in 2023. With I think they have 7 first-round picks in 2023. So this team is kind of just biding their time. So we'll see what they can do. But yeah, ticking time bomb, dumpster fire next year. I think anything better than 4 wins for the dumpster fire next season is good. It's good. But let's get on to the player voting. And again, the player voting, guys. If say last year, the Rookie of the Year was Justin Jefferson. Offensive Player of the Year was Alvin Kamara. Can't speak today. I've already gone through this 3 times and drank 4 beers. The Defensive Player of the Year was T.J. Watt. And MVP was King Derrick Henry. So if you go to those players on Sleeper, they will have a little note under their name that says 2020 blah 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 of the year, or MVP in King Henry's case, okay? And again, after this video, or maybe next week or sometime, I will update it for the players that have won it this year to say that they are the 2021 blah 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 of the year. If one player wins it twice, like say back-to-back years, or he wins it and say this year and then 2 years from now, it'll still say 2020 Player of the Year, and then 2023 Player of the Year, whatever, shit like that, okay? So if you click on the person, it'll show. Anyways, Rookie of the Year, I don't think I even need to go into it. We all knew who was going to win. It's Ja'Marr Chase. 83.3% of the votes. He got 10 votes. 10 out of 12 votes. The only other 2 votes were to Mac Jones and, funnily enough, Evan McPherson, kicker, out of the University of Florida. Evan McPherson is coached by another former Gator and Coach Pat Phoenix of the Washington Wise Guys. And Coach Pat Phoenix did not vote for Evan McPherson. So, very interesting. I don't know who voted for the kicker, but he's having a hell of a season at kicker. He just made 4 or 5 more today in the playoffs to get the Bengals their first victory in 30 fucking years. So yeah, Evan McPherson does deserve at least 1 vote, I think. But yeah, Ja'Marr Chase, hands down, Rookie of the Year, no contest. He dominated basically from start to finish. Yeah, Offensive Player of the Year. This was basically who was the second best player of the year, right? MVP was number 1. Offensive Player of the Year is basically who's the second best guy this year. And only 4 players received votes in this. Devontae Adams received 1 vote for Offensive Player of the Year. Jamar Chase received a few votes as well. And the thing is, Josh Allen received 3 votes for this, but he did not win. He was the highest scoring guy in the league, but the winner of the Offensive Player of the Year, and well-deserved, I think, that is wide receiver Cooper Kupp. You're out of the Hickory Grove Heaters. He fucking deserves it. The guy was the #1 receiver in the league this year. Definitely deserves Offensive Player of the Year. We'll get into more Cooper Kupp in a little bit here. On to Defensive Player of the Year. Again, another fucking landslide. TJ Watt. He is now back-to-back 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2020 and 2021. I mean, he broke the sack record this year, I think, or he almost broke it. Regardless, he was within a sack and a half of it last time I checked. But I mean, absolutely dominant. And yeah, I mean, a couple other Aaron Donald got a vote, and Roquan Smith got 2 votes. So, but the rest of them, 9 votes went to TJ Watt, as he should have, because he just completely dominated everybody else. And the next best defensive lineman, points-wise, fantasy-wise, TJ Watt was so far away that it was unbelievable. So having TJ Watt on my team, of course he's my guy, it's almost like having an extra flex. It's really, really nice. So yeah, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. On to the MVP, which I think is probably one of the most controversial picks or awards of the season. I thought Cooper Kupp should have been MVP this year, but obviously he did not win it. He basically came in second place. Now, when it comes to the Offensive Player of the Year and the MVP, they are 2 different voting categories. So Cooper Kupp did win the Offensive Player of the Year. He didn't come in second place in the MVP voting, and I just put him at Offensive Player. That's not how it works. Cooper Kupp did win the Offensive Player of the Year voting, but Cooper Kupp also came in second place in the MVP voting as well, with 3 votes at 25%. 4 other players received 1 vote for MVP, but the winner, and again, this is very controversial and very, very, again, kind of strange, just like last year. This player only had 1 vote for the first, 5 or 6 voters. And then out of nowhere, this person came and took the spot away from Cooper Kupp, and that is running back Jonathan Taylor. He takes the MVP, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I think he'd be better suited for Offensive Player of the Year, or at least maybe a Josh Allen or a Cooper Kupp, or even maybe a Justin Herbert type guy should be in the MVP conversation. But hey, I'm only one guy. 5 of you voted for Jonathan Taylor. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and that's how we're gonna do it. So Jamar Chase, Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Kupp, Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time TJ Watt, and your MVP, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. But guys, there is one more award, to be awarded, and that is the Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Mr. Emmanuel Hightower IV, head coach, scout of your Los Angeles or LA Finesse. Immediately moved, and he won the title. First time in his career, first time for the Finesse. And yeah, good job, everybody, on the year. And congratulations, E-Man. You have the belt.